Hello, second graders, and welcome back to another exciting day of math. As you can see, we're going to be working in the math playground again, and just wanted to remind you, yesterday we worked with Thinking Blocks Junior, and we were practicing comparison problems. Today we're going to continue on with our Thinking Blocks, and we're going to be working in Thinking Blocks Addition. So remember, if you can't get right away from the addition, go to the second grade, touch that tab. It would take you then down here, and you can choose between Thinking Blocks Junior and Thinking Blocks, sorry about that, Thinking Blocks Junior and Thinking Blocks. And we're going to use Thinking Blocks today, which means our questions are going to be a little bit more difficult and a little bit more challenging because it's going to be asking us to do a little bit more math in our head. So as you can see, it's getting ready for Space Race 3000. So I'm going to go ahead and go
Let's get started
in there, and I'm going to come over here again. Top row, third game in is compare one step. Remember to stay into the compare one step problems. We're not quite ready for compare two step, so remember to stay in compare one step. I'm going to go in, and my first question says,
there were 25 boys and 39 girls at the track meet. How many more girls were there than boys?
How many more girls were there than boys? So again, one of the big questions we ask ourselves is, who had the most? And in this case, I think the
number of girls
I had was the number of girls and the number
of boys.
I'm going to move my bars up to match that I think that girls is the most and that boys is less. Let's see if I'm right. Looks like I am. So how many more girls were there than boys? And our question says there were 25 boys. So I'm going to take the 25 and put it into the boys area. It said there were 39 girls. So I'm going to take that and put that in that area. How many more girls were there than boys? So this looks like this is probably going to be the difference. So I'm going to go ahead and put my check mark there, check to see if I'm right. Then I want to write an equation, and this can be your solution equation. So maybe you're thinking to yourself, well, addition's a little bit easier for me, Mrs. Hagedorn, than subtraction. So maybe I'm going to say I have 25, and I'm going to add that 25 to the unknown, and I may count up to get to my total of 39. And let's see if Mrs. Hagedorn can do this. So 5 and 4 more, so 4 more ones would get me to 9, and 2 tens, and 1 10 would probably get me to 3 tens or 30. So I think I've just answered my question as 14. Go ahead and check myself. Says I'm right. Notice that I've finished this game, but I am going to continue. Again, coming back here, we see that I've finished this game, but we're going to refresh so that we can play a couple more times. Mrs. Hagedorn usually has us play 3 times or 15 questions. So here we go. Let's start a new game. And in this one, we're going to read it again and ask ourselves which one has more.
It takes 18 years to travel from Earth to Blue Prism. It takes 48 years to travel from Earth to Ice 9. How many more years does it take to travel to Ice 9?
Okay, that was a tricky one. I'm going to have to reread it again in my head or out loud. It takes 18 years to travel from Earth to Blue Prism. It takes 48 years to travel from Earth to Ice 9. How many more years does it take to travel to Ice 9? So I'm thinking Ice 9. I could be right. I'm not sure. I'm thinking years to Ice 9.
Years to Ice 9
is going to be my bigger number.
Years to Blue Prism.
Let's check and see if I'm on track that one would be my larger. See if I've got that right. Appears that I do. And it says here that it takes 18 years to travel to Earth from Blue Prism. So years to Blue Prism is the 18 that I just read. Sometimes I have to use process of elimination to make sure that I'm getting my answers right. It takes 48 years to travel from Earth to Ice 9. So I think my 48 is going to go right here. And my unknown is how many more years does it take to travel to Ice 9? So let's see if I am right in doing that. And maybe for this equation instead, I might want to use, again, a solution equation and say to myself, it's 48 minus 18 equals what? Unknown. And I'm thinking it might be 30. And again, it